Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know we've been quiet, and honestly, I have just been really sick. Started the night after David's drag racing, so I didn't get a video out for the end of the week. I apologize. We are starting to feel a little better. I don't know if any of you guys had that like stomach bug / flu that went through, but it's currently Saturday afternoon. I got it on Sunday. So 6 days and we're still not eating too well. So if I don't seem my usual self, I apologize, but I didn't want to leave you guys hanging any longer. So I'll show you first off what we got in the shop. Second is that big thing. I don't know if it's really big thing, but that new project we have coming to us finally showed up while we were at ATC, and we had a lot of work to catch up on following me getting sick, and I just haven't had a time to show you guys yet. So let's dive into what's in the shop. We have this second gen here. It got a fire ringed head with 625s. It's currently a stock turbo truck for right now. However, I believe the owner is going to put compounds on it, I believe. But we did machine pedestals, 625s with his ported head that he provided. I got to throw in some PDD governor springs, which again, in my opinion, the power-driven governor springs with their machine seats. I don't know if I've ever really hit on this, but these machine seats here that PDD does, I'm a big fan of. So I always appreciate installing their springs because I know it's going to idle right for the customer. Here we have this white VP second gen, actually pretty cool. I would have done like a whole video, but every time I do trans work, you guys seem to be unexcited. So it is a pretty clean truck, not gonna lie. A lot of King Speed stuff, some FSD stuff, full send diesel on the intake. And I'm not sure who originally made the intercooler pipe that came to this, but it did not fit with the new On 3. So we did make him this stainless pipe, and we did leave one intercooler boot down there. And I know what you guys are thinking, oh, Vangeance, blah blah blah. So if you have a stock motor mount truck, you need a little bit of flex. So we potentially could have done maybe 2 Vangeance here, but I always like to leave at least one boot on a truck that has the factory motor mounts on it, because when the engine torques over, what happens is the piping's usually pretty strong, the intercoolers are usually pretty strong. What happens is you'll break the compressor cover elbow off. That flange there is usually what breaks. So being that this is V-banded like this, as the motor torques, it's going to torque down. It'll torque down, and actually with the way the angle is, it actually kind of pushes the boot further in. So like I told the customer, I'm really not worried about blowing an intercooler boot, but guys, just look at that. Angle matched and everything. But it is a very nice truck, a lot of powder coat suspension on this, some forces. I'm not sure what color white this is, but it is definitely like a very pearlish white. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it is nice. Steed speed. I think it's a 464 or 467.7, but very nice truck. We went ahead and did a Granby Truck Shop, John Schrato. Oh my God, that doesn't actually shut off. I'm not sure why. A B&M Pro Bandit with all of John Schrato's stuff, manual valve body. And then down here, we have one of our WOT 1000 horsepower transmissions. This one did get a fat input shaft as well. And it has the customer provided King Speed pan. And then this customer wanted a full manual valve body from Muldoon's. As I've told you guys many times, we do not build valve bodies. Muldoon's is a valve body I love working with. Very consistent, shifts great. We went and test drove this unit last night. Very nice. Little update on Dave's truck. I think he might have left in manual second because the trans shifted fine when we tested it on the street. So there is that. In the shop here, and again, guys, you'll have to I haven't been the best about cleaning up my mess, but we did just get this out of paint yesterday. So here we have a 12 valve engine, 650 horsepower build. Like I said, still got to put it together. We just got a lot of his parts cleaned. And like I said, you know, I'm sick, trying to just get stuff done where I can. And yeah, not usually how I like to clean that area, but we are all human. Other update, if you guys follow me on Instagram or TikTok, just the Common Rail 24V, we did pick up this Hammer Concepts and Designs fab table. As you can see here, we have quite a parts stack here, and that brings me to the surprise. Let's go outside and take a look at it. Also, while we're going outside, I'll tell you what, Chris Patterson does a lot of cool things. 3,000 horsepower, 2,500 horsepower front wheel drive down pulls. Also makes some pretty nice merch. Under here I have his Texas t-shirt. He really wanted me to have one, and here it is. Hoodie, very comfortable. I believe his wife sells them on his behalf. Get in contact with him. This hoodie, it's about 38 degrees outside, pretty warm. But without further ado, guys, boom, here she is. I'll let you guys simmer on this for a second. Kyla, if you're watching this, it'll make sense in a little bit. I know what you guys are thinking. What the heck? So I will break it down. 07 59 3500 single rear wheel mega cab in PXR. That's right, guys, the brilliant black metallic. We got some scratches and stuff here, but that's all right. We'll get all that out. We got to get it PDR'd and stuff, and honestly it looked a lot cleaner when it first got dropped off, but it's here now, and that's all that matters. And it is, in fact, a Laramie. Now, I don't normally buy suspension lifted trucks, okay? Let's put that out there. But when you're trying to find a 06, 07 Laramie Mega Cab in PXR, it's hard to find trucks like that. It really is. So this one has, I believe, a 6-inch lift. It might be a 5-inch or 4-inch lift, and it is on 37s. So obviously we have some suspension work to do, but let me show you guys the inside here. Like I said, this definitely needs some paint work or body work, but I mean, guys, I don't even know if anybody sat back here. Clearly some tools might have been back here. No wet spots in the roof. That light's kind of making that spot look dingy, but I promise it's not. Headliner's not sagging. These door panels even. If you ever owned a 3rd gen, it's very normal for like this to be gone. I don't know why. The reflector on the door always pops out. And then here's the inside of the driver's seat. I mean, look at that, guys. They haven't worn off the writing on the buttons. Even the control panel is not all scratched off. Dual climate control, already had an aftermarket stereo in it. The only damage I've seen is just this right here, this little crack up here on the wood. Dash is good, and look at that mileage, guys. Can you believe it? In this good a shape. Look, adjustable pedals, works. Everything about this truck works. And the only damage I have seen as far as water is it leaks right out of here, which if you're familiar, there's this seal right here on the top of the window that can leak. So I'm pretty sure that's what's happening here. Not a big deal. We could put a new window in it, but I already put those floor mats in. Like I said, not terrible. I mean, the lift doesn't look horrible. No rust. This truck came from Arizona, Phoenix area. I bought it sight unseen. The company that sold it to me was Myrick Motors I would 10 out of 10 do business with him again. Made it super easy. And then look, guys, fresh condenser. All right, intercooler, metal, which is nice. We have a fresh radiator. We got some decent batteries. Battery cables aren't terrible. It's got that yellowed protective coating on there. I mean, no rust. Even the clamps, no rust there. Got the nice upgraded coolant hoses. It's got an AFE cold air intake. The only thing I have noticed on the hood is just that little bit of cracking in the wire harness, and then obviously the sagging liner, which is very normal in these trucks. Somebody already beat us to the punch on the hood here. But yeah, Napa Gold batteries. Cables aren't all corroded, and it is, for most intensive purposes, bone stock. I pulled the flash count on the ECM. Never been flashed with EFI Live. It has the AFE cold air intake and then some kind of an axle dump setup. But guys, look at this thing. I'm not going to tell anybody how much I paid for it, because I feel like some people will be mad that I stole it. Some people will say I'm an idiot for overpaying, but just know, for what I wanted, this is it. The lift kit, not a huge fan of, but I'm thinking that I can sell the wheels and tires for a decent amount of money. I mean, these are Cooper Discovery STT Pros. Honestly, if these weren't 37s, I'd probably keep them. They are in great shape. They look practically brand spanking new. We have the lift kit, which I'll probably sell super cheap, but I'm hoping I can recoup some of the cost for that. And then the nice part is, when we lower it back down, we're going to do all new shocks, ball joints, hubs, control arms, track bar, and basically everything I would have done anyway on a truck. Plus I get to sell the lift kit. So as you can see, guys, this is a pretty clean truck. They had it loaded backwards on the carrier, so that's where all the bugs are splattered, but good bumper. You guys can see here, I mean, the calipers aren't all rusty. Like, everything's in great shape. No holes in the bed. It's never had a gooseneck. Doesn't have airbags, so it really could not have towed hard at all. And yeah, there she is. I'll show you the passenger side. Again, no tears in the seats, nothing. Freaking sick. All right, I'm gonna go inside and let's talk about our plans with this. I just wanted to show you. Actually, you know, we'll fire this girl up. Full disclosure, haven't started this truck since I moved it 6 feet from a parking spot right when we got back from ATC. It does have a check engine light for the grid heater, so we don't have to wait for that. Fires right up. It's probably wondering why it's not in Arizona. And what's the blow by? What's the blow by? All right, here we go. Hardly nothing. Just listen to that thing purr, guys. It does have a cat and a muffler, so I'm a big fan. The axle dump does have to go. And isn't it funny how you can always tell a truck that's got a cat, it just smells different? But yeah, the old 5.9, like I said, the grid heater wire is removed. I'm not sure why. Good oil pressure, fuel gauge works, alternator. So let's, even got the heated seats. But let's go inside and let's talk about it. I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. Why did we do this? Well, for starters, it had to be black. Now, I think my favorite comment I've read so far is the Walmart Grey Gay. I did actually chuckle at that one. But you can ask, like, even my dad, my aunt and stuff. Black's always been my favorite color of vehicle. I've had a lot of black vehicles. Or like the dark blue. I've always been a fan of, like, not the stupid blue Dave's is, the Patriot blue. What is that? PV7's his color. But I don't know, the Patriot blue metallic. So what we're gonna do is start a series. We're gonna do the ultimate tow rig for your late third gens. Honestly, it'd probably carry over to your 0307 trucks, but basically what I'm envisioning here is 600 to 700 horsepower mega cab that can just tow whatever we put behind it. Now, are we at a disadvantage with the 48? I don't know. A lot of guys love that G56. I personally would take a 68 over a G56, but you know, maybe I'm a glutton for punishment. But what I can tell you is that, sorry, my arm's getting tired. What I can tell you is that with this 48, we're gonna build it up and it should be extremely strong. What I'm envisioning is a DPC low stall converter, fat input shaft, just because I have a lot more of those than I do standard inputs laying around. A billet intermediate, a standard output. We will probably just put a different transfer case in because I have some electric shifts that are pre-built, ready to go. So we'll put a different T-case in it, and then I will build that one at some point into a spare. We have a one-piece driveline for it up there. We will go through the front U-joints, and then that gets me to all these parts here. So what we have is a set of Thurin XS coils. These are supposed to lift a mega cab 1.5 inches. For any of you guys that know me, I'm a firm believer in the Richard Rawlings Gas Monkey Garage motto. In order to raise the attitude, you have to lower the altitude. So we have these front coils, the XS performance coils. This gives you a 1.5 inch lift. What I plan on doing is setting them up in the truck and cutting the coil until I achieve the ride height. We are going to essentially reverse level this truck. In here, we have all of our hubs, ball joints, axle shaft joints, control arms. Pretty much we went Spicer Lifetime for all of our joints, and then I just went Moog for control arms and stuff. I know that they sell better control arms, but honestly, everything is for a leveled truck, not a stock truck, so we just went back with stock. I have a Thurin track bar here. We have a set of Longhorn Fab traction bars. I really like towing with those on like the third gens. I just feel like it adds a lot of stability to the truck. In here, we have some more Rock Auto parts, as well as our Fox shocks for all four corners right there. In here we have our gauges, Edge CTS, and then we will be utilizing a lot of the power driven diesel gauges. I do like those gauges. I haven't made up my mind if we're gonna do a full manual valve body or not yet, so I don't know, stay tuned on that. ATS rear differential cover. This just allows us to put more fluid in the rear diff when we're towing. I also just think they look really cool, and the ATS one's definitely my favorite. This is the leftover part of the Longhorn traction bars. A set of XDP or XDP fuel sump to go with our AirDog 165. We have a set of ARP 625 studs as well. Not pictured, but on the way, we have a Dynamite Diesel Products 12mm CP3 pump. We have a set of a Dynamite Diesel 45% over late 5.9 spray pattern injectors. That'll be our 5-hole injectors there. Those should put us right around, I think max effort, I've seen those go close to 750. So I'm really shooting for like 650. I think 650 is a good number. So that should put us in a decent pulse width to make 650 and keep everything healthy. Also, we have a Steed Speed T4i manifold. And now that I think about it, guys, I don't know if that's here yet or not. But we have a Steed Speed T4i manifold. We got that from Power Driven Diesel. They keep them in stock. Yes, they cost more, but they are in stock. And you know what I always say about in stock parts? They're worth a fortune. So we have that, which leads me to the last thing. Again, that's not here, unfortunately. We went with the BD Howler kit. So the BD Howler kit allows us to run a 4th gen HE VGT charger. So what you would find similar to my 2015 there, essentially we're running that turbo kit. Now, I have seen one other YouTuber do this, and honestly, he did a great job. I just reached out to BD and I said, hey, like, I couldn't find anything at first, so I called BD and I said, hey, I'd like to try this out. Do you have any reviews? Anything? Like, what's it sound like? Anything. And they were able to get me pointed in that direction. I really liked it. So what I did was I bought their performance drop-in kit, which is a 64 millimeter charger. And then it comes with everything. So unfortunately, we'll have 2 manifolds, but I'll probably sell the BD one and get that ball moving. We also have some power-driven diesel valve springs and some power-driven diesel push rods going in as well on this build. So again, this will be a stock bottom end truck, and we'll just kind of build from there. Also, suspension-wise, the only other thing we're gonna do is put in a set of airlift helper bags for the rear end, and then we will get a B&W gooseneck installed into this truck as well. The only other upgrade is we're gonna put the toolbox that used to be in the 21 into this short bed and essentially make it completely useless, but I don't even care, guys. I'm in love. For those of you that have followed me for a very long time, I had a Patriot Blue 07 or 06 Mega Cab with a 369. And I always liked that truck, the 3rd gens especially. And I just think it'll be cool to not only have a tow rig that's PXR 3rd gen, but now we also have the 07 PXR 3rd gen, kind of match them. We obviously have the Amazon taillights and stuff. And then Blake Fitzgerald, our man over there at FP, is getting us done another set of headlights, just like the OG 07s there. So it should look really good. I'm excited. And whenever I buy used trucks, I usually always do the hubs, ball joints, brakes, all that stuff. So again, this was kind of already coming. We'll also do the fluids. I'm really excited. I've always been a big lover of Hot Shot Secret engine oils and transmission fluids, and now they came out with a 750,000 mile service interval coolant. We're gonna try that out, as well as I'm gonna try out their gear oil and just do a whole Hot Shot Secret fluid change on this truck. The nice part about this truck, it came with all of the service records. So I am the 2nd owner ever. One guy owned this truck from brand new to where it's at now, which is super awesome. And he was a dealership maintenance guy. I have every service record on this truck up to 252,000 miles when he took it in last. It's had the AC replaced, the blend doors replaced with the upgraded steel ones. It's had the receiver dryer, the AC compressor, the condenser, the evap. It had a heater core put in. It has had 1 set of injectors in its life. It had the valve lash done every 100,000. It was like almost within 500 miles of it. It has a AMCO transmission in it. It got installed at 185,000 miles. So obviously, you know, it's a Dodge, could never be on its original trans. What else? We've had regular ball joints done by the dealership, hubs done by the dealership, joints done by the dealership. So this truck was immaculately maintained, and honestly, for a truck that is now 15 years old, looks pretty good. We'll get the body straightened out a little bit, a little paint correction, a little PDR work, and it'll look like $1 million. But it is certainly better to overpay for a truck that's the right color than end up having to get another one full color changed. And the nice part is the pinstriping, guys, I know, hate it. It's a sticker, should come right off. And everything works. The windows, the heat, the air conditioning, the seats, all of it. It all works. The only other thing we're gonna do to try and make it more like my 15, so to speak, is we are going to be installing a power inverter. So we have that capability as well. Now, as far as the 2015 goes, once we get this 07 up to par, we will be parting ways with that. And from here on out, we're just gonna have older diesels. I feel like a lot of people can appreciate that. There's something about these late 3rd gen 5.9s that has always, maybe it was because it was like the first truck I bought by myself. Like, no one helped me co-sign, nothing. I bought this right before I went on deployment. I had a '07 quad cab short bed in Patriot Blue. My wife will probably remember this. We had nicknamed it Carly. I had got it a little bit before I met my wife, and we had that truck for quite a while until I ended up trading it in after the 4th or 5th transmission. I traded it in for a Subaru WRX, or WRX STI. So don't judge me, but I also do love Subarus as well. But yeah, I don't know what it is about that year range truck, the sound, just the way the trucks feel. Like, I love it. Some of the other things I can see us doing in the long term, I would love to do a black carpet, get the door panels professionally color changed, and then put some 4th gen interior seats in it. I will miss the vented seats in the summer, so that I would like to change. But all in all, the Laramie trucks, like, I've driven it, like I said, about 5 feet, but from what my butt can remember, they're pretty dang comfy. And I don't know, it's just going to be such a fun project. And I feel like a lot of people are in that market space now where they're buying the older pre-emissions diesels and trying to get them there. And I hope this series will kind of show you guys that even though a truck's a 2007, we can get the exhaust brakes of the newer trucks. We can make them tow like the newer trucks and make them ride as nice. And then we're also going to do some kill mat and make them sound inside quiet. So hopefully you guys are excited for this project. Let me know in the comments what you think. If we missed any companies, anything like that, tag them below. If, like I said, I mean, I've had this plan. Once the truck got here, I got straight to calling all of our vendors to get parts for it. And we should be able to just kind of jump right through this. Again, the first series is going to be removing the lift kit and installing all of these stock-ish parts to get the height lowered, get the drivetrain squared away. And then from there, obviously, we'll pop the valve cover, do head studs, valve springs, push rods, injectors, CP3 pump, knock all that out. Then we'll do the sump for the air dog. You know, you guys have seen us build trucks many times, but I feel like this one might hit home with a lot more of you guys just because we're not going crazy on power. Now, I say that. One last thing I would like to add, let me know if you want to see us do a compound kit on that BD Turbo. From what I've read, the BD Turbo does have the upgraded thrust bearings in it, so I'm hoping that we beat the snot out of it as a single turbo. It holds up great, and then we can compound it. I'm thinking 476, 480 over top, and just a machine. So anyway, guys, like this video, drop a comment down below. I'm sorry for talking so long. Subscribe if you are not already, and as always, I'll catch y'all on the next one.